Well, good afternoon. It's Sunday, and a lot of you wanted to know how I make my roast gravy. So I thought, well, I'd tell you. These are the drippings that I put in the refrigerator overnight, and then I'm just going to clean the grease that collects on top of it. Let me put this in the bag there. So I just try to clean off as much of that grease that has come to the top. It just pulls off of there. You can see that how it just, like a magnet, it just pretty much pulls off of here. I try to get as much as off as possible because you don't need all that grease. So that's pretty good there. That looks pretty good there. I was going to use this pan, but there's no sense. I'll just use this pan. And I'll get a corrode handle to go to it. Let me turn that on. While that's heating, I went ahead and put some coleslaw in. And, you know, Mother likes coleslaw, so that's got our spinach. This is our spinach coleslaw. It's on several videos. And it's so good. So let's try to get that taken care of. And I still had some other things that through the week, you know, I've cooked quite a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get one of my crock pans. Let me move this plate. And I'm going to put some of these frozen biscuits. Because I need to use them. And there's no sense in not using them. That's all I have to use right now, but that's fine. And I'll put a little, I'm going to put a little olive oil on. If I can be careful, because if you don't, you get too much, and then I like to just roll those frozen biscuits in that oil. Get them kind of saturated a little bit. Now then, I'll get me some garlic from the. I put my garlic with my glass tube. Now I'll take some garlic powder, not salt. I'm just going to gradually just kind of put a little bit on those biscuits. Now I'll put them in my oven for 450 degrees. I can get it turned up there. Lord, I'm sorry this noise, but where? There it is, 4. Now I'm going to turn it down to about 15 minutes. Let's do it for 10 because we're going to put it on convection. Now see that it's starting to boil there. Now see, I had strained that through my, I want to make sure that that's still, it's strained. See, it's still strained. I won't have to strain it again. You turn that fire down a hair. Let me get my skillet. You can do it in that pan, but I'm going to use my black skillet. And I'm going to chop. This is our roast, remember, from the Instapot. Now I'm just going to take some of that roast. I'm just going to chop some of this in our skillet up. When it gets cold, it's too hard to, there's fat, so you can control the fat in this. So that once it gets warmer, that will kind of control my fat though, because I don't want a bunch of fat for Mother and I. And there's still some in here. I wouldn't say a whole lot. See, like that's a pretty big hunk of fat there. And this is just the way I do is after I put it in the refrigerator, and I can still, like I said, control the fat. So this makes good roast sandwiches or whatever. And Mother wanted roast sandwiches. I said, well, let me just make some. People want a pot roast gravy, or they wanted the roast gravy recipe. Well, there's nothing to it. There's just nothing to it. That heat, it'll finally splinter off some more. And that's good. I brown that. You can put an onion in this, but see, I've already got onion in that. Let me check. I'll tell you what I will do. Is I'm going to put a little bit of onion in there. Just some frozen onion. And put just a little bit of olive oil so it don't get too dry. It shouldn't be, but I'm just going to do that. Rub your pan, get you. You can see how that's frying there. Let that fry. If I wanted to, I could have heated all this. If we'd had a bunch of gas, I'd heat the roast, see, and then I'd put it Uh, I'll get another cover in a minute for that. Let me just get that kind of cover for now. See, now when y'all come in the kitchen, y'all get me to thinking the stuff and wanting to cook. So I added a pan of water and put a little parsley in that. I want just a hair of basil. Get that to boil. We check the biscuits. I think they're done, so we just turn them off for right now and let them sit in the oven. Y'all remember I told you I got all this asparagus that I've got to use. So I'm fixing to cut that and put that in this pan because I've got to use it. So see y'all, we're just gonna get in here and make a roast sandwich. Well, it's just the way I am. I was gonna get in here and make the roast sandwich, and it turns into a full-scale meal. I'm just cutting the tops off now. I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm not gonna mess with that stems and all that, and trying to figure out if we've got plenty. And this I'm not gonna mess with because usually I check them to make sure they're not tough, and then I've cut down so far, and I don't have time today. I just don't have time today. I've already washed that, and now that's going to make a huge pan of asparagus. But the way it goes. I'm still working on the gravy, y'all. Don't get upset. Don't give me scatterwamper that we'll be here for a long time. Make sure that burner's on, because you know this wonky stove. Yeah, it looks like it. Well, let's put a little salt in that, it helps. Get that going, and some pepper. I'll redo it again probably. Okay, we'll get that up and going. All right, now back to the roast. It's still sitting there frying. It's kind of got dry a little bit, but that's all right. It'll work. It'll wake up. Let me go ahead and put my juice into the skillet. Turn that up. Get that up to a boil. You do this just the same way if you didn't have the roast in it. Let me get a measuring and get a 1/4 cup of flour. Just plain old white flour. Now I'm going to get me one of my glasses and I'm going to put my 4th cup of flour in it. You can add it to that or Grandma used to, but I'm not going to because I don't want mine lumpy. So I'm going to make sure it's mixed. I'm going to make sure it's mixed before I start adding it. Just a thickener, as they say. But I don't want my gravy, because I may be going to have a dinner party at one time, and you mess your gravy up, and you might as well forget it. Yeah, I've just got that thickener like that. Now we want this. See, that's starting to boil. Let's turn that down. All right, now then, I'm gonna get me one of my. I'm gonna get my sieve. I'm just gonna pour that in there. See that I even had that in it. I don't want that. Don't take long for that to start making a good gravy there. If you want to make some mashed potatoes, this would be good too. Now I'm not going to add any more salt. I'll add some black pepper because that's not going to kill us. I think it's probably enough, but I'm going to go ahead and so you salt and pepper your gravy, your roast gravy. I might can pick it up. I don't know if I can. It's so heavy. Okay. So I take it off a little before it gets thick, because as it cools, it's going to thicken up some more. All right, so now then, there's your gravy. Let's set it over here. Let's set it over here. And try to clean our get some clean that a little bit while I'm got it to where I can. Don't do this at home. Just do it. Don't do it. All right, now let's give our asparagus. Get it up. We'll turn that back burner off. We'll kind of put a skillet just a little bit on it. Just a little bit on that eye. That'll keep your food warm. Don't put it all the way on it. You'll have it burnt. When my stove looks like it's got streaks, it's because I use baking soda and vinegar on it. Because I know that cleans that out there. And a lot of times it'll have that residue. Now I can use this spoon for this because I want it to boil over. I want to get turn it down now. Sometimes you have to watch that. It'll boil plumb over. Let it boil a little bit. It becomes kind of al dente to the tooth, but we'll check it here in a second. A lot of times I'll chop that up and I didn't do it today. I sure didn't. Oh, can y'all believe it's another week starting and then New Year's is, what, Wednesday or Thursday? Now I've got my pan, got them washed. Always washing, always doing it. It's the way it is everywhere, isn't it, y'all? The internet's been off and on, off and on, off and on. So the winds are really blowing earlier, and I think that was making the internet. There should maybe a tree limb hitting the internet wire or something. I just got to thinking about that. I told Mother, I said, that's kind of strange the way that's doing. Let me check that. Let me check that. That's pretty. It's good. We'll just let it stay there for just a few more minutes, and then we'll have that taken care of. Let's boil it. Just a few more minutes. Then we can cut that off. Let's go ahead and cut that off. That's what little bit of lunch we're going to have today. You always want to know what we're having to eat. Well, that's what we're eating today. Let me get the biscuits out so you can see. We can see how they well, they did pretty good. They did pretty good. Good biscuits. Let's take one out and see. Oh, that's hot. Hot, hot. Let's take one of those out. I use these blue Danube plates occasionally, but a lot of them have chips on them. But it doesn't matter because they're such a good plate. They're pretty. They're nice looking. So let's just cut open that. See there? Cut open those. Oh, they're hot. Hot, hot. Oh, them are hot, hot. I don't think we'll need two for her. I'll just do one for Mother. And let me rinse this spoon off, and I'm going to reuse it. No sense in getting a bunch of stuff out here. See that roast gravy? Look at that. See, now you just put that on top of that roast gravy. Now then, let's see, I'll get me I guess I could use one of the little froggy things. Pull some of that asparagus out and drain it. Usually I'll drain it all and then, but today we're going to just lay it there on the plate like that. Let me get some butter. Can't do without the butter. Doodly-doo. Put some butter on there. Put you some butter on that bit of Gene. That's what makes it good, is that butter. I made that, but remember I told you I'll get me thinking about what I need to cook, and so I'll put a little pepper on that. Just a little bit. And now Mother can have salt. So, okay, she gets salt. So that's what we're going to have is our roast gravy and roast and asparagus with butter. And if she wants some, I've got her coleslaw, which I may just put a little dollop there because she said she wanted it. Mother gets what she wants. So I'm going to just put a little bit right there. Not a lot. So that's what we're having right there. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. And I hope y'all make your roast gravy like Grandma did. Bye-bye.